What's up, everyone? Welcome to day 40 of my small account challenge of growing a $2,000 account using Charles Schwab as my broker. Today was an interesting day. I sat down this morning at about 6:30 and quarter 7. We already had a stock that was up over 200%, was making a big move. I got a little dose of FOMO. The next stock that popped up and looked good, unfortunately, I hesitated because I wasn't sure that it really fit the theme of what was working today, and I was concerned that we had dispersed attention. And so what ended up happening was I sat on the sidelines and missed a couple of moves. And then we had a stock that popped up and I slammed it hard. I was like, all right, I'm not going to miss this one. And I ended up having a huge winner on it, which was incredible. And I should have stopped right then and there. But instead, I kept trading and I gave back about half the profit that I made. All right, so this is a tricky market. It has been for a couple weeks, and today was not an exception to that. However, it is still a green day. I'm up over $10,000, and so we have now raised over $492,000 for charity. All the profits from my small account challenges are getting donated to charity, and every time you guys hit the thumbs up for the episodes in this series, I add an extra dollar to how much I donate. So for those of you guys who have tuned in for all 40 episodes so far in this series, well, there's a couple more because there was a intro. You've added money every time you hit the thumbs up. You've helped with this challenge. And the goal was to donate to a children's hospital in every state in the United States, and we did that. We hit 50 children's hospitals, and now we've gone and added Puerto Rico, Washington, D.C., Guam, and the Virgin Islands are going to be coming next, probably tomorrow or this week. So I've donated $485,000. $5,000 is ready to go out today. So we're making great progress in that goal of donating $500,000 to children's hospitals around the country. But today I did make a bit of an error in judgment by kind of mismanaging my risk, as tends to happen from time to time. So I didn't take any trades early this morning. We had, just to pull up the scans here, we had AIXI that popped up on the scans earlier. Cheaper stock, makes a huge move, goes up over 200%, but as you could see, sort of unwinds and comes back down. Then we had SWVL that pops up, also makes a huge move, and I sat on the sidelines because I kept thinking I wasn't sure if it was going to work. I was hesitating on it, and then, I was like, geez, I can't get it up here. It was very thickly traded. It was sort of popping up. We got this ABCD pattern right here. Pop, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. And then we sort of had some rejections there, and then certainly here. This is this candle, and this candle, and this candle. So, I ended up sitting on the sidelines on that one. And then when Archon hit the scanner, I was like, I'm not missing this. But when it first popped up, I hesitated a little bit because I really wasn't sure it was going to work. And you know what? This one ended up coming all the way back down. It's now red versus the opening price today, which is really discouraging. So on this one, this is the 1 minute chart. 3 1-minute candles, and then it comes back down. That was it. And so, in fact, I'm a little bit frustrated because on this one, I'm green in the small account where I got in first. And then I chased it in my big account thinking it was just going to keep cranking because of the level of momentum in the market today. And so I end up, with a starter here in the small account at 6 and adding in the big account, we end up hitting a high of 9. And I'm like, this is parabolic. This is amazing. And then it comes all the way back down to 650. It bounces back up to 8, then back down to 650, and then flushes to 550, then back up to 750, and ends up just, rolling over, as you can see here. And so today's a day where I am red in my big account while I am green in my small account, which is a little, well, look, and I also was like, don't trade in the big account while you're traveling. And then I kind of, felt that I could do it. And well, today it didn't really pay off, as you could see. So Archon, so I started the day with a winner in the small account, a pretty big winner. You'll see it in a moment when I share with you the P&L. But I continued to jump into another trade. Now, by the way, Archon, when it first hit the scanner, I did my quick evaluation of the 5 pillars of stock selection and recognized the volume was too low, including the relative volume, and the float was a little higher, which is one of the reasons I didn't jump in it down here. It pops up to here, and then I was like, okay, well, now I should take it seriously. flushes down, comes here, and then right there I punched it. And by that time, the relative volume had increased because we'd seen this building of volume in total. So then we had GRML, which is a similar sector. And although the price is a little higher and the volume was light, it hit the scanner and I was like, oh, this is going to be the next one. I was slow on a couple of the others. I'm not going to be slow on this one. And so I punch it right away and immediately get in. I fill at 10, a little higher, goes to 10.50, and it flushes right down. And in an instant, I'm red. I lost a full $1 a share. All right. So that was a nasty loss. I'll share with you the P&L of it in a minute. Then the second scanner alert, or this is actually the third scanner alert. So let me just back this up. All right, so back this up. So third scanner alert here. So third scanner alert was on continuation on DAIC. All right, so DAIC pops up. And on this one, it had already been on watch during the day. Made a big move yesterday during regular trading hours. Sold off pre-market, squeezed up here at 7 a.m., no trades on it, pulls back, and as it broke this level of 375, I was like, okay, I'm going to jump in this for the squeeze back to 4. It ends up going up to 420 and then dipping back down. Decent little winner. And then we had the fourth trade, so this is actually fourth scanner alert on continuation, and this one was AMIX. So AMIX hits the scanner right here, and it's a very similar setup to DCAI or DAIC. And so I took this trade right here for the breakthrough 9 on day 2 continuation, but that one didn't pay off quite as well. So this is my P&L today of $10,598 with $17,000 in profit on Archon, an $8,000 loss moments later on GRML, and then smaller winners on these two. So here's the thing that's a real shame. For a moment today, I was up over $100,000 in the small account. Not in total profit today, but just in the total growth of the account. And then I jumped into GRML just thinking today was really hot and I was going to get another quick win and, whatever, this is just going to be a great day. And then suddenly lost $1 a share on 8,000 shares and lost a full $8,000. Boom. And that was really discouraging, really discouraging. Added back, $1,500 on these, but that didn't really make that big of a dent. And so I am below $100,000, which is sort of that big milestone that I've been setting my sights on. I should have just stopped, I guess, after that first trade. But nonetheless, it is a green day. It is what it is. But I'm red in my big account, which again is, discouraging. I've had days where I've been green in the small account and red in the big account. I've also had some days where I was really nicely green in both accounts. And I've had some days I was red in both accounts. Again, I don't know if I've had days, I think I might have had a couple days where I was green in the big account but red in the small account. So, it is what it is. I mean, this is part of the challenge for me. It's in a unique aspect for me because of my goal of not wanting to completely sacrifice trading in the main account. I mean, the fact is, August in the main account has been pretty rocky. I've had some big winners, but I've also had some pretty big losers, as you guys know. However, I am absolutely still better off as of right now today, even including today's loss in the big account. I'm still better off for trading in both accounts, this summer, certainly, and in the month of August, even more specifically. It just seems that I'm on a bit more of a roller coaster where I struggle to be able to manage risk really effectively in multiple accounts at the same time. And, admittedly, these accounts do have slightly different risk tolerances. So, the last 60 days here, this includes both accounts, but even the last 30 days, right? The last month or so, month and a half, 6 weeks, that's $496,000, right? So the big account's up, small account's up, 60 days, they're both up. If I had taken this whole summer, for instance, to only trade in the big account, only trade in the small account, that would have cost me, I'm up in the small account from a $2,000 starting balance in June to about $100,000 here towards the end of August. So I'm up about $100,000, $95,000. Whereas I'm up 1.4 million total. So 1.37 of that is the big account. But you can see it's been a little bit more of dips, bigger dips, a little bit more of a roller coaster here. But today, being down, it's disappointing, but it's absolutely tolerable. So it is what it is, and I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7 a.m., and hoping, that I can cross and hold over that $100,000 milestone here, potentially this week. I think at this point, I've got a really good shot at it. I just need two more decent $2,500 days and it's done. So that's pretty exciting. All right, so that's it for me. Thank you guys as always for tuning in. Reminder, my results are not typical. Trading is risky. So please always practice in a simulator before putting real money on the line. And I'll see you guys back here bright and early tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.